Namaste, yogis. Good morning and welcome to this energizing yoga routine. This is the perfect way to start your day. We're going to lengthen, extend, and really take the time to get your mind and your body ready for the day ahead. So without further ado, we're going to begin in a child's pose. So taking our time to get into our tabletop position, we're going to have our knees as wide as the mat and bring our two big toes together to touch, sending our hips back all the way as far back as they can go, and at the same time extending our arms out one at a time, just inching ourselves all the way down to the mat. And we're going to take some nice deep cleansing breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more breath. And just take a few moments to check in with your energy this morning. How are you feeling? Just reflecting on the question, how does it feel to be in my body today? And rising up. We're going to find our way now back into our tabletop position, just adjusting our knees to come back in line with our hips. And we're going to go into our cat-cow. So we'll begin by melting the belly down towards the floor, opening up, tilting the head back, and then rounding, tucking our pelvis in, bringing our chin to our chest. Opening up, exhaling as you open, and inhaling as you round. And opening up. Beautiful. We're going to do two more, moving at your pace that feels good for you. Really taking the time to see how the spine is feeling along the different areas. And maybe giving some special attention to the areas that are feeling a bit more tense. And open up. Beautiful. From here, we're going to move into our downward dog. So we'll tuck our toes in at the back there and just adjust our hands slightly in front of us and send our hips up into the sky. And this is our first downward dog of the day, perhaps for you as well. So just take a moment to really be generous with the bend that you have in your knees, and just maybe shuffle out, bending one knee at a time, and just noticing how each of the different sides feel while breathing nice and deep. Beautiful. And then we're going to find some stillness in our downward dog here, trying to press our heels to the mat, our chest to our knees, and staying nice and strong in the arms, fingertips spread out on the mat. And bringing our knees down to the floor. Good job. We're going to go into a lunge here just to open up the hips, bringing that foot up. Let's start on the right side. So right foot coming up on the right outer edge of your right hand. And feel free to also use your hand if you need to move that foot into position, okay? So once you're there, you're going to melt the hips down. So the natural tendency is to stay up here, but I really want you to encourage your hips to open up, opening up the chest, relaxing the toes on the left foot, and just breathing here, feeling that stretch, breathing deeply when it feels a bit tight. And we're going to shift our hips back here, moving onto the heel of that foot, and our toes are pointing up. And here we're just trying to bring our upper body as close to the knee, as close to that leg as possible. Over time, you're gonna inch a little bit closer and closer. And finding, again, the edge of the stretch. So where it feels the most edgiest for you is where you need to go. So it's so important when we're stretching to tune in, to listen to yourself. Even though I'm suggesting that you do something, if it doesn't feel right, then listen to yourself over me. Then from there, we're coming in, back into that lunge just for a second before we take our leg back. And we're gonna repeat this on the left side. Bringing that left foot up towards the outer edge of that left hand, melting the hips down, opening up the chest, relaxing our shoulders away from the ears. So we don't want to be here. We want to be here nice and open, and just breathing into that area that we're stretching. And we're going to take our hips back and extend that leg again on the left side now, pointing the toes up, ensuring that the heel is the point of contact here, and folding as low and as close to the leg as you can handle. You might even need to have a bit of a bend in the knee, especially since this is your first morning stretch. So if you need that, go ahead and give that to yourself. Otherwise, find that full extension and breathe nice and deep. Beautiful. From there, we're coming back into that lunge just for a sec and taking that leg back to join the other one. Now we're going to find our puppy, another nice opener for our arms and our upper back. So our knees are going to stay where they are. We're going to walk our hands out, keeping our hips high here in the puppy pose, so we're not letting our hips drop back, keeping them high, and finding our forehead down to the mat again. And you should feel a nice stretch and opening along the front side of your armpit, all the way up into your upper back. Beautiful. We're going to come back up and find ourselves in our seated position. So right where we started, we're going to end with some neck circles and then in just a short meditation. And we're going to roll our heads into little semicircles from left to right. So dropping that head, going from one side, moving all the way to the other side. Moving slowly and intentionally. And finding your center, you can just bring your head down, chin to chest. Relaxing the shoulders down, don't have them up here. And then looking all the way up as far as you can go. Down. Up. Down. Yeah. Returning back to the center. If your eyes aren't already closed, you can gently flutter them down. And just take a moment to take some nice deep breaths into the nose, out through the mouth. And taking this opportunity to just check in with your body. How does it feel to be in your body now that you've taken some time to be with yourself, to stretch, to move some energy around?
At the same time, take a moment to bring an intention to mind for how you would like to move through the rest of your day today. What would you like to experience? How would you like to feel? How do you want to show up for yourself and for everyone else around you? What is the energy that you want to cultivate? And inhaling, bringing our hands up at our sides, palms together to touch overhead. Taking a moment to bring them down to your heart center. And showing gratitude and reverence for this life, for your body and this practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I hope to see you in many future sessions. Have a beautiful day, Yogi.